Hey everyone, welcome to Geekoholics Anonymous, episode 79. My name is Rico. I'm here with my co-host,
Dane Cody.
We get together once a week, talk about video games, TV, movies, gadgets, toys, computers, entertainment, Netflix, the internet, and whatever the hell we like.
That's the thing.
Yeah, pretty much it. If you've never listened before, we usually open the show with what you've been playing, give a rundown of the games both Dane and I are enjoying at the moment, and get into some news, and then our free-for-all section where we just talk about whatever the hell we like, as I said. And usually we start the show with a little bonus section sometimes, our DD, designated drinking section, where we talk about what we are drinking. And usually Dane is the veteran connoisseur here with some fancy scotches, whiskeys, and alcohols.
That may or may not be the case tonight.
No, well, I aim to disappoint as always, and I'm not drinking anything.
I'm drinking a Dalwhinnie 15-year scotch.
Ooh.
And it is delicious.
Is that one of the ones you imported on one of your recent U.S. trips?
Yeah. I believe this was actually one that I imported coming back from PAX.
Nice.
And it is very delicious.
I don't think I have any scotch. You said scotch, right?
Oh, yeah. It's a very nice scotch.
I should buy like a baby intro scotch bottle. Just to, like something nice and easy to drink to see if it's something that I could get into.
How about this? If you come visit over this side, I can just, give you various types of scotches.
Oh, you have like a tasting.
Exactly. We could do a tasting, and you can enjoy a variety of different scotches and see if they're your forte.
It seems like something nice to, like, when we're sitting here recording the podcast. It's a little later. I don't really want to have, like, a full drink or two before bed, because then I'm going to be getting up, going to the bathroom in the middle of the night, which is annoying. But I think, like, a nice scotch, like, a little nice nightcap.
That's kind of how I'd see it. I don't have too much, but it's a nice thing to just get cold. One rock, I use the big rocks, so you don't want to water it down, because that's bad. You don't want to water your scotch down. But I have the nice big ice cubes that melt nice and slow. Put some scotch in there, just so it gets it nice and cold. It's a good sipping. It's really nice to sip on, so especially while we record. So
sweet.
It's my go-to usually.
I'm going to have to try it sometime. We'll get back to that. So, Dane.
What's up?
I saw on the internets that you adopted some children.
They're fluffy ones.
Yeah, I was going to say, you guys did the Brad Jelena and adopted some children, but some little kitty cats.
Yeah, we adopted a couple kittens last weekend. Sunday, we've been thinking about it for a while, and we didn't want to do it before our wedding, because obviously we were leaving for 2 weeks, and that would be kind of stupid. So we waited till we got back, and we were planning on just getting one, but we were at the shelter, and there was a litter there that had 2 little girls in it, and they both seemed very happy with one another. And, they're a little bit rambunctious, but not too bad. And so we just decided that if we get 2, they can keep each other company during the day.
Yeah.
It won't be as much of a handful, because they'll be able to play with each other and things like that. And so far it's worked out really well. They're sweet. One of them is pure black. We named her Scully. And the other one is black and white, and we named her Domino after the comic book character.
So it wasn't because they had a buy one get one free special.
No, I wish that was the case. That would have been awesome.
Yet,
surprisingly, not overly cheap buying kittens from the shelter.
I wouldn't expect it to be. Well, they do all the stuff, right? Like,
Yeah, no, they were spayed and had all their shots, stuff like that. So it was good. I mean, we were lucky in that regard. They're healthy. We know all that. We get 6 weeks of pet insurance as well to make sure that, you know, they're going to the vet and getting everything dealt with. So that's good. We're very, very happy. And they're adorable. They're little fluff balls and they're running around terrorizing the entire house. It's great.
So you guys are playing Nintendo cats for real.
Exactly. So, yeah. Hard to play VR though when you have two little rugrats running around attacking the cords and causing shit.
Speaking of VR, we're in week 2 of the PlayStation VR launch. I had my wife try it this weekend, so obviously we're in what you've been playing. Right. I played more VR, and I had my wife playing. I got my wife to play Job Simulator. So
how'd that go?
It went pretty good. She thought it was hilarious. She was having a lot of fun. She said it was a little weird. She felt like she got a little wonky. So maybe I don't know if it's because it was their first time using it, or if just she's like one of those people that's susceptible to it, because I haven't had that experience. So I don't know. I think it's like the vertigo thing for like the people who can't play first person shooters. I think if you're one of those people, I think VR might like really fuck with you.
I'll have to be very careful when I allow my wife to try it, because she played, I believe it was Call of Duty Ghosts. And to be fair, that one had a weird view or something in the way that it moved. It was not nearly as smooth as the other Call of Duty games, especially in multiplayer.
Yeah.
And there was even a few times where, for me, it kind of made me feel a little bit weird. Not like I was going to be sick or like I was getting, lightheaded or anything, but just made me feel a little bit strange when I was playing it. She played it for about 10 minutes, and she felt so dizzy. So I feel like for her, I'm going to have to be very careful with VR and show her very sort of specific things.
Put a bunch of pillows around the room.
To make sure that she's not, overwhelmed with it. Yeah. I think for her, what I'll do though is I'll start her off with one of the ocean dive out
like
of
more chill.
It's just, you can just look around and see what's going on, but you're not moving.
Yeah, so
there's essentially no way that you can get sick with it. So,
yeah, definitely put the cats away. I noticed when Nikki was playing, Nico was like always under her feet. Like
that would be super weird.
Our dog. So I had to like grab him because he's like, oh, I'm just gonna sit here like by mom, because mom's just standing here, not realizing that she's gonna be moving and turning and essentially stepping on him. Excuse me if you.
That would also be very jarring if you're in VR. And suddenly, you're bumping into things.
You step on
in
the
real
dog
world,
and you start screaming.
Exactly.
It's probably going to lead to an accident. So she had fun. That was cool. Obviously, the baby woke up, so we didn't get to do more because I'm dying to get someone in my family to play some of the scary demos, just to see them freak out because it'll be hilarious. I did beat Arkham VR.
Oh, excellent.
It's really cool. It was on sale on PSN,
right?
So it was $26.99, so it's a little cheaper than retail.
I saw it in the store on the weekend for $29.
Yeah, that's the retail price.
Right.
It is, like I said last week, Batman detective mode. You're scanning the environment, looking for clues, figuring out puzzles.
Roughly how long do you think it took you to beat it?
It's maybe an hour and a half. It's really short. And after you beat it, you can go through it again, and then there's like Riddler puzzles that you can find in the environment and solve.
Oh, okay.
It is a really cool scripted little story. And there's some really freaky, trippy, neat things that happen in it. It is truly, though, an experience more than a game. That is the only downside. I wish it was a lot longer.
Do you feel like it would be maybe more justified if it was, say, $14? Like,
no, I don't think it was too expensive. Like for 26.
No, you feel 30, like the price is kind of.
If it was a full price game, if it was a full price game, I'd be choked. But I think where it is not bad. Like I don't know if they're going to add stuff to it. I haven't gone back to replay it and get all the Riddler puzzles. I just tried, but it is so cool. Like being in that, you're in Arkham City, like that you've come accustomed to playing in all the other games. Like up until this point, you're just on the ground level, and you can look around and see and interact with that world, like from a whole different perspective. It is so cool. It's
well, that's the first time that you would be in that world, in that type of view, and in that immersion.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, it's always been like third person, those titles. But it's such a beautiful world. It's so well realized and just designed. The architecture. It's one of my favorite things I've done. Is it worth $500-$600? Probably not. But it's one of my favorite things I've done in VR, period. I just wish it was longer.
I'm super on the fence with this right now because it looks like one of the biggest things in VR that is right up my alley, especially on the launch right now. But with Battlefield 1 coming out around the corner, well, this Friday actually, and Titanfall 2 coming out next week, it's one of these situations where I'm looking at it going like, it's a very small morsel. It's, even at $26, that's $26 that could go towards one of these other games.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bit of a hard one for me to justify, but at the same time, I'm super wanting to play it because it looks like it would be totally my jam on VR.
Too bad I didn't have the retail disc, but I had a PSN credit. That's why I bought it digitally. It's cool though. It's really cool. Like if you have a chance to play it, it's one of the best VR experiences. It's so cool being Batman.
I'll be honest, it's probably going to happen.
Then I played some more Res Infinite. Now Res is an old game. It's a Dreamcast, I think, is the original version of Res. Maybe Saturn. I can't remember. I want to say it's Dreamcast.
I feel like we talked about this before.
We did talk.
I want to say it was actually I want to say it was PS2.
Yeah, that's probably right. We did talk about this a couple months ago, or a couple
podcasts ago.
PlayStation 2.
You're not wrong. It did come out on the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dreamcast and PlayStation 2.
Not sure which one it came out on first, but whatever. We talked about this. I'm not going down that wiki rabbit hole. So Res is a 3D heavily music inspired like shooter. It's kind of like Panzer Dragoon, where you control a reticle and you're highlighting and shooting enemies in 360 degrees, and you're kind of on rails.
Okay. And the visual style is all wireframe.
It's like vector wireframe graphics, but it changes. But primarily, very polygonal 3D, very basic, sharp shapes, almost like Star Fox, but obviously a little cooler looking, and a visual like trip. The environment like pulses and thumps to the music. It's got a really awesome soundtrack that evolves as your attacks almost make like cymbal and hi-hat noises, and enemies exploding kind of make bass effects.
I mean, it's almost a little bit like a rhythm game mixed with your shooter.
It absolutely is. It is a it's not like your rock bands, but it is a rhythm shooter.
Yeah.
The music's so good, and the game is great, even not in VR. You get your head bobbing to the sound. The tracks really get like dialed up. There's really cool boss fights. And it was always a good game. It's considered a classic. It's a classic. If you've played it and you enjoy that type of game, it's very highly regarded by fans of like.
I feel like it was a bit of that was a game that snuck up on me when it came out, because when I saw it initially, I didn't really care for it. It was not on my...
It's one of those you love it or hate it type things.
But it was a game that later on, after, like I glossed over it initially when I saw it at the launch of the PS, like near the launch of the PS2. It was kind of that launch window-y era, right? And later on, I actually played it quite a bit down the road and grew to appreciate it quite a bit more than initially I did. So, for what it's worth.
It is an awesome game. Like, without VR, it's a great game. In VR, Rez is fucking awesome. If you like Rez, like if you love Rez, then you should buy a PlayStation VR for Rez Infinite. And you don't have to.
Oh, wow. It's that good, eh?
Rez Infinite is just Rez. You don't need a VR headset. The effect of VR in this game is so good that Rez not VR, I think, is garbage.
Wow.
Like, once you play it in VR, it's like, holy crap. It's like being...
Do you have the full game then?
Yeah, I have the full game. It's like being in The Matrix.
Wow.
Or like in Tron. The visuals are kind of like Tron almost. Super high contrast, very bright. But when you put the headset on with the earphones and the amazing music, and then you're in that world, it is so cool. It's like Batman was awesome, but I think Rez is really wicked. And the new level that they made specifically for VR, Area X, is just unreal.
Mind-blowing.
It's just like doing drugs. It literally is like transporting you to another place.
Wow.
It is so cool. I can't... it's so hard to describe.
Wow.
It's such an awesome experience. And the new area is just mind-blowing. I don't even really want to talk about it because it's kind of spoilery. But it's not like the rest of the game. It's completely like it's a new engine. I think it's Unreal. I think it's like voxels. It's like not even pixels.
Okay.
It's like being in a fireworks show.
Wow.
It's like being inside a fireworks of like the fireworks of Disneyland. And you're flying around and you actually have more control in the new area. It's cool.
Right.
It's cool.
Interesting. Is that a game that you picked up, or was that provided to you by our good friends?
No, I
picked
it up. I bought that. I haven't gotten any VR stuff from anyone. I have reached out, but I think this time of year, some PR people are very busy.
Yeah, I think that might be the case.
Again, I also I had credit. One of my friends gifted me a PSN card for $100.
Oh, okay.
So I bought that digitally as well. I almost kind of wish I had both of those on discs so I could lend it to like you, and I think Nelson bought a PlayStation VR as well, one of my friends.
Very nice.
Because they are pretty cool. I could probably share my PSN account information with you, and then you can try them. But man, I've been having a lot of fun with Rez. That game is those music games are so good when you have headphones on, and it's like I said, it's unreal when you put the headset on and you're in this like Tron-esque max headroom virtual reality space, flying, and because you're flying and you're floating in this world, and you can look everywhere, and it enhances that game. That game was almost ahead of its time. And
I totally think that game was ahead of its time.
And like I said, VR is where this game belonged. Because it was a trip not in VR. Like, people would be like, oh yeah, Rez, get the vibrator and freaking do some stuff and go play some res with the headphones or the music cranked up. But man, really in VR, it's so cool. I sound like a babbling idiot now.
It's all good. That's curious for me because, like I said, I was a little bit late to the res train back in the day, but I learned to appreciate it later, actually.
Yeah.
And really enjoyed it.
I had res on Dreamcast, so I think it was one of the first games I ever imported.
Oh, interesting. I can totally see how it would work really well in VR, though. How did it make you feel? You didn't get queasy or anything?
No. That's good. Not at all. Is
there a demo for that on the demo disc?
I think there is a demo on the demo disc, actually.
Because, to be fair, I haven't even put that demo disc.
Oh, the demo disc. I still haven't even finished all the demos. I've been playing...
I've just had PlayStation Worlds still in my machine, and I've been going back to that every time. You should
just download the demo disc so it's on your machine. And then there's the whole PlayStation VR thing, which I haven't even played with yet either. I would have liked to have played more this weekend, but I beat Res Infinite as well. That took a lot longer. That's a lot longer than Batman, and there's high score challenges. There's a lot more to that game. I'm definitely going back. That game has replayability. I believe some of the levels even have different paths, almost just like Star Fox, because it's a shooter, right?
Okay.
So you're flying through and you're shooting enemies, you're chaining your combos, you evolve, your avatar evolves. You start out as a blob, or is it a blob, or like a wireframe human floating, and then you eventually evolve to this little ball with, I don't even know how to describe it, but every level you evolve is almost like another hit point. So when you get hit by an enemy attack, you devolve eventually to the starting form, and if you get hit again, you die, right? There's also there's an overdrive where you shoot out nonstop heat-seeking missiles, almost like a smart bomb, but it just locks onto everything and goes super rapid fire.
Huh.
So
interesting. Okay.
I got to go back.
I believe it's totally on the demo disc. I am super curious to play that now.
I'm pretty sure it is. There's 18. That demo disc is pretty cool. I did that. I played the Headlander, or is it Headmaster? That's such a terrible name.
Yeah.
That was kind of fun. It's I don't know if I'd buy the full game. Maybe if it's on sale. It seemed kind of pricey. I think it was $40 on the demo disc. But Headmaster. It's all about heading soccer balls.
Yeah.
It's almost like a baseball machine shoots, or that fires the baseballs in the batting cage. It's kind of like that, but with soccer balls, but they put targets in the nets. They have obstacles. They have a robot goalkeeper you got to try and score on. And that was just super intuitive, leaning forward and heading the ball, or turning your head and knocking a cross in. That was kind of
nice.
It was a fun demo.
So it actually made you feel like you were playing.
Oh, it absolutely did. And once I got the hang of it, I'm like, oh, that's totally like heading the ball in real life.
And what would be really neat is if they could integrate that into a soccer game, so that one player could be the goalie, and they could play in VR somehow. You have the controllers, so you could reach out and stop balls. That would be really cool.
I'm sure.
I don't know.
I'm sure we're going to see a lot of different stuff.
Doable it would necessarily be. But
see, if that game comes on sale, I'll probably get it. For $20, I would buy it. For $40, no.
Oh, and for the record, Res Infinite is on the demo disc.
Okay, nice.
Or I don't know if it's necessarily on the disc, but it's available as a free download. So,
and I think that's all I really played. We had we had a busy weekend. We had a lot of family stuff, so I didn't get to play as much as I liked. And the baby was a little fussy a couple nights, so it's just it's 11 o'clock. I'm not gonna play VR.
We did a office LAN party on Friday night.
You said that. I totally forgot to check in with you guys.
And played totally tons of Overwatch.
Yeah, before you talk about Overwatch, you didn't talk about that Scavenger's Odyssey.
I'm getting there.
Oh, well, we're in the VR section. Keep talking about VR.
In my brain, I think I started on Friday and then I worked my way forward. So in my brain, that's where I automatically went. I totally, on Saturday morning, I played, my wife was asleep and I jumped into VR before we started our kitten search. And I played Scavenger's Odyssey. It's one of the free game. Well, not free games. It's free on the PlayStation Worlds. Yeah, it's part of the PlayStation Worlds disc. And I had played a little bit of the first bit of that at PAX this year, actually, because I demoed when we did our PlayStation VR. I demoed the PlayStation Worlds disc. And I'd played a few of the PlayStation World stuff. And one of the ones that they had was the first bit of the Scavenger's Odyssey game. So I sort of knew what to expect from the beginning of that. But I was really impressed with how much they fleshed it out and how much more there is to that demo. I don't even know if I want to call it a demo, to be fair.
Well, it's not a demo. That's a game disc. So
no, it's there's multiple chapters. So I've finished chapter 1 and 2 now. Sorry, chapter 1. I've completed chapter 1 and there's 3 chapters, I believe. And so you essentially wake up. The game starts with you waking up in a chair that is like a mechanized chair that's almost got legs. Yes, and you're, to be totally honest, for lack of a better term, it's a mech, more or less. You're sitting in a mech. You look down and you see your arms. You're not quite human. You have like 3 fingers. There's an AI that talks to you and says like that you're so and so. This is the thing that you're doing, and it's merging with you. Please, lift your hand. So you lift your arms and you kind of just get a little bit comfortable with what's going on. And then you start the game and the controls are almost, you look where you're looking is where you're looking in the game. And that's also where you're going to shoot. So where you want to shoot at, you look around and that's what you're going to shoot at. You've also got shoot buttons, obviously. You move using the controller.
Okay, so you use the controller, you're not using the move ones.
No, you are using a controller. To be fair, initially it had I did have a little bit of a weird feeling moving, but your body's not moving. You're moving side to side. But for me, at least, that quickly went away, and I'm not overly susceptible to motion sickness. Mm-hmm. So just as a fair warning to anyone, you may or may not feel great about that. I don't know. But it's cool. You exit this spaceship and you're floating in space. There's debris everywhere. Your ship gets attacked just as you're kind of coming to in this station. So you
sounds kind of neat.
It's super cool. You escape onto these asteroids, and there's a mechanic where you can jump and attach to pretty much any surface. So some levels you're actually like walking on the walls and on the ceilings, but because you are actually there, it doesn't really make you feel woozy or weird, because to you that seems like the right way up, because you're the one in those situations, right? So you attach to the wall and the screen is more or less right way up, except that the ground is to the right now instead of, to the left or whatever it would have been before. Control's great. You look wherever you want to shoot. You've got your triggers. You've got a shoot button.
How long are the levels?
I feel like I played for, I didn't time myself, so don't quote me, but I played for at least a good half hour, 40 minutes.
So it's like a mech space shooter?
Pretty much, yeah. And there is definitely some sort of story there, because there's another entity that's involved somehow, and they
visually it looks
talk
pretty
to
cool.
you.
Like it's a neat looking.
Oh yeah, it's super neat. You're on the edge of space. It feels like something out of a Halo game or something. You're looking at this crazy spaceship that's breaking up in space, and you're jumping on this debris, and you're climbing inside it. You're shooting giant bugs. It's really cool. It's a really neat experience.
I want to try that.
I'm amazed at how much they fleshed it out from the demo that I played at PAX. I felt like that demo was a neat taste, but I didn't envision there being that much more to it, I guess.
Yeah, they don't on the demo disc they have VR worlds, and within VR worlds you can play
my guess is probably the little snippets that I played at PAX.
well, you can play the ocean one, but just the first one where they're lowering you down in the cage, I think. And then you can play the shooting gallery from London Heist.
Nice.
Which is really cool. That works really well with the Move controllers. That's really fun when you're just... I don't know. I've loved shooting with the controllers in VR when you extend your arm and you're holding a gun and it feels super intuitive and you're headshotting stuff and it reacts the way you would expect it to react. But
and then you slapping the clips in because you got to reload, which is super neat.
But it doesn't let you play. It only has those two parts. It doesn't have any of the other parts, so I can't try that one, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
So it's like it's a demo of that within
a demo.
Yeah, a demo within a demo.
Yeah. Well, when I'm done with the disc, I'll send it over your way because it is a disc on my end, so you can check it out. It was a unique experience, and I look forward to a lot more.
I think I'm going
VR
to get
experiences.
the PlayStation VR disc when I see it on sale. I don't think it's full pop anyway. I think it's only $40 or $50.
I believe you're right. I believe it's $40, maybe $50 in Canada. I'm not sure exactly, but
someone's like playing some game in VR while watching the debate in VR. That's hilarious.
All right. Well, if you want to be disappointed in VR, that's one way to do it.
So you were saying on Friday you guys got together and played some Overwatch? I played some Overwatch.
So much Overwatch.
I played some Overwatch this week as well. Did you guys play the new mode, the Halloween mode? Did you try it?
We did not.
Oh.
Some of the guys got some pretty cool Halloween skins.
Did they get some? Fuck. I've got shit luck.
I have gotten nothing.
I got fuck all. My brother-in-law got one of the Halloween skins.
Nice.
But he's been playing a bunch since he didn't get it in his initial... If you play right now in Overwatch, you get one of the free Halloween loot boxes for free for starters.
Yes.
Just a little hit. In. Just a little hit.
Yeah.
Can you hear that? Smacking my... Just a little hit. They give you a free hit to get you back in. So, I played the Halloween mode. I guess, did you guys do better than your last session, or was it about the same as last time?
Oh man, that game is so frustrating.
So good, but so frustrating.
Yeah, we went on a string off the bat of I don't know how many losses. It was pretty painful. And at one point I was beginning to worry that we weren't going to win a single game all night. And then right towards the end, we went on, I believe it was a 5-game win streak.
That must have felt good.
Right at the end, and we decided that was probably how we should end it. It's on a high note.
It's
so it's hard because we had 5 guys.
Yeah, not all varying levels of skill.
Yeah, me and one other coworker are. I passed. I believe I'm at level 26 now, and he's I think a level ahead of me maybe. So we're like 26, 27, somewhere in there. But the other people that we're playing with, they're all less than 20 at least. Some of them are less than 15 even.
Yeah.
So, right around level 10 or so, give or take. So it's hard because we're a group of 5.
Yeah, which is unfortunate because it doesn't care about how little or much you've each played. It's going to pitch you against another team of 5, which is most likely going to be a very skilled team.
Well, and that's what continued to happen to us. We kept hitting teams with guys that were Prestige 1, Prestige 2, or 50, 60, 70, and then another guy was Prestige.
They're just double the amount of time under their belt. Inadvertently, they're just better.
Oh, absolutely. So, needless to say, though, we still had a lot of fun. It was a great time.
Such a good game.
Yeah, and the Halloween stuff is neat. I like the new level. That was cool.
I haven't played the new level in proper mode because all I did was play the Halloween mode. We played it.
Okay.
It's too bad you guys.
How is it?
It's too bad you guys didn't play it because you get experience and it's pretty fun. It is only 4 players though, and there's only 4 characters. It's
kind of like a horde mode, if I understand correctly, right?
Yeah, kind of. It's a little arena, and there are 2 types of enemies that spawn, like these little robots. Dr. Junkenstein, which is like Junkrat, has created these little robots that are trying. Basically, you're defending the door, which is an entrance to, I guess, your base, or I don't know the whole story behind why you're defending this door. But the robots are basically storming towards self-destructing themselves and destroying the door that you're protecting.
Okay.
And there's the mindless zombie cons. I don't even know what they're called. And then there's an advanced one that actually like lobs these big energy kind of grenade bombs, which can do a little bit of damage. And they come from like, I guess you would say there's like three really pronounced lanes, but there is some variation. And where it's not exactly 3 lanes.
Interesting. It sounds almost like a cross between a MOBA and horde mode.
Yeah, it almost. And then randomly after you kill a certain amount, it's not randomly, there's a bar that fills up and there's a timer going down. When you kill so many of the minions, Dr. Junkenstein calls one of his creations. And then like Reaper will spawn in with like his Halloween outfit, and basically you're fighting Reaper while still fending off these hordes of minions.
Right.
You can play as McCree, Soldier 76, Hanzo, or Anna.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And, you kill Reaper, gets progressively more hectic, and then Roadhog spawns, and then you gotta fight Roadhog, and then Dr. Junkenstein decides to reveal himself, and then Junkrat's in the back of the level fighting you guys.
Right.
And then eventually it like climaxes at a certain point, and Mercy in her Halloween costume shows up, and basically she revives everyone.
Okay.
And then you're fighting all 4 of them plus the minions at once, and basically when you defeat them at that point, that's the end of the level.
I've heard it's pretty difficult.
There's different difficulties. There's easy, medium, and hard. I think the faster and better you do, the more stars you get. So easy's limited.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Easy's limited to 3 stars, medium 4, and then hard 5. Me and my brother-in-law were playing with randos. We never lost. We barely won one of our matches on medium, and we never attempted hard because medium got pretty hard. Well, it got hard because we were playing with fucking idiots, for a lack of a better word. We had a guy who was playing as Anna, and he wasn't healing. He was in front of all of us shooting the enemies. He was just concerned with trying to get kills. It's like, what the hell are you doing?
No, you're playing as Anna.
You're a freaking healer.
Oh,
like you can get annoying. Kills when you're done healing us. And then
Anna,
focus back on healing us.
Focus on healing your teammates.
But he was terrible. So, yeah, we barely won that game without his help. But it was like playing a man down because he was ridiculous. He was terrible.
Did he at least get some kills?
Well, yeah, he got kills, but that wasn't the point. He was dead. He was dead half the time, and we were having a really rough time. Thank God I think Trevor
Can you revive your teammates?
After you die, you automatically revive after, I think it's 10 seconds or something.
Okay, so there's a countdown that happens
after you die, and then you revive. But it can get pretty hairy when one person's down and you're not getting heals, or you're losing some of that DPS, and say Roadhog's out and one of you's dead, and they're a little stronger than just one-on-one, or as if you were fighting them. I feel like they're stronger than as if you were just someone controlling them, like in a regular match. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was fun. It's a cool mode. It's fun. I hope they have more like this. I will probably play more. And you get experience, and you get loot boxes, so it's not like a waste of time. And there's a bunch of achievements. There was some, I think, sprays and icons I unlocked.
Interesting.
If you play as all the different...
I really want to try this mode.
Yeah, you should.
I've heard various people talk about it.
It's a neat change. Like it would have been a nice break for you guys in between playing the really highly competitive to playing this and like feeling like you're kicking ass. I suck at Hanzo. Yeah. Oh my god, I am so bad with Hanzo. He's such a hard character to play.
Yeah, I am not good with Hanzo.
No, I suck balls with him. I played with him once, and I'm like, I'm not doing that again.
I probably would have been playing as Anna.
I had fun. I really enjoyed playing with Anna because it was just a little closed arena, so you really got to focus on healing and using her abilities, and I don't ever use her in a real match, so it was cool to just...
Oh, really?
It was cool to just get to use her and successfully use her.
I really like Anna. She's actually become one of my most used characters.
She's awesome. She's got her Halloween skin is pretty cool too.
I play quite a bit as her. She's definitely my top 5 since she's come out of characters that I use in Overwatch.
So that was we did that. That was fun.
I
see.
Funny enough, this was funny. We went in on Sunday. My wife wanted to make sure that she pre-ordered the new Skylanders Imaginators game. So we went in on Sunday because she wanted to make sure. She heard that it was coming out soon. So she went in on Sunday. She wanted to pre-order to make sure she got her copy. And if there was any special stuff that came out with it. Turns out the game came out on Sunday.
I know. I was going to say, I noticed... The other day, I think I happened to be at, I think I was at Best Buy. Yeah, I was at Best Buy because I had a bunch of gift certificates and like reward zone credit that I wanted to use towards my headset, but I ordered my headset online, so I couldn't use any of that stuff. So technically, I had to go to the store, and then they like returned it in quotation marks, and then resold it to me minus all my gift certificates and stuff. And while I was in there, I noticed the Skylanders. What is it? Imaginators? That's what they call
Imaginators.
So what's the hook? What's different? I noticed the characters are all a lot bigger.
Well, so the hook is, first of all, that we got the PlayStation 4 version of the game that also comes, and I'm totally blanking right now. She got the special edition for the PS4 that also had... I'm totally blanking on the character's name. He's a beloved PlayStation character created by Naughty Dog back in the day.
Oh, Crash?
Crash Bandicoot. So she got the Crash version of the game, which is cool. It comes with Crash Bandicoot and the evil... the heck's his name? It's been years since I played a Crash Bandicoot game, so forgive me.
Dr. Nortex? Or Cortex?
Yeah, he's a playable character as well as Crash Bandicoot in the Crash edition of the game. And you also get the regular characters. You get the 2 senseis that you would normally have got with the game. So this game's hooks are you can essentially create whatever character you want in the game. And I'm amazed at the depth of their character creation. It is honestly more in depth than some MMOs let you create your characters in. It is very intense.
Like you can just make Oh, yeah. Create your own Skylanders.
Yeah, so what you do is you buy gems. They're creation gems.
I've seen those little vial-looking things.
Yeah, and what it is that each creation gem that you buy has, it's a fire... there's the various elements. So you have your fire element, you have your water element, you have your wind element, etc., etc. So each gem that you purchase that's a creation gem, and we're talking about real life purchases here. You have to buy the gem in real life.
There's I think I saw 7 or 8 of them in the store.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Earth
There's light
type,
and dark,
tech type,
earth,
stuff like that.
Exactly. So then you go in the game and you can actually create a character using that creation gem. And off of that gem, you can create various different types of characters. So you've got brawlers, you've got archers, you've got sorcerers, you've got multiple other ones. There's one of the characters has a big bazooka that they shoot. Another one is a ninja. They shoot throwing stars. You get the idea. They're essentially classes, and then you create a character using this element, and then you choose a class, and then you build your own character. And as you play the game, you open chests, and you get loot. And now this is the first time really in a Skylanders game that they're integrating this. Before in a Skylanders game, you could get hats. That was the kind of their
customization.
Hook. Yeah, you'd get a hat and it would give you plus 10 speed and plus 20 of whatever. Now they actually have pieces. There's leg armor, there's chest armor, head armor, hats being the head armor more or less. There's arm pieces that you can get. There's also weapons that you can get. So as you play the game, you open these chests up and you get either common, rare, epic, ultimate pieces of gear
to customize
that you can equip your character. Not only can you get gear, you also get other pieces of characters. So as you play the game, you unlock these other various arms, legs, heads, torsos, backpacks, weapons, all that kind of stuff to change and make your character look however the heck you want.
I saw you could actually even buy the chests in the store, right?
Yep.
So,
well, no, that's the other thing. Yes, this is the first time in a Skylanders game that they have very blatantly put in more or less microtransactions / DLC. You can now, in the game, using real money, essentially purchase, I can't remember the in-game, what they call it. It's like the Imaginator gem, I think, or whatever it is. And in the game, you can actually buy these gems. And when you explode the gem, you get a piece of armor or you get a skin type thing to use to customize your character. And my wife was rather choked when she realized that by spending $40 or whatever it is, you can actually unlock a bunch of ultimate gear. There's a little bit of pay to win in there if you want. It's not, I mean, to be fair, I don't really know how much of a multiplayer component this has, so I don't really think that matters. But it is essentially there. You can go in and the top tier has, guaranteed however many pieces of ultimate gear in this box that you're buying. So it does kind of allow you to purchase this awesome gear. Of course, it is still random, so you don't know what gear you're going to get. So far, we haven't come across where you have dupes of anything yet, so I'm not sure how that works, if there is a way that you end up with duplicates or not. But yeah. But it's surprisingly intricate.
Is it the same kind of game as all the other ones, or have they advanced the mechanics at all or anything, or is it just more of the same with this whole depth of character customization?
Well, now the game feels a little bit more of a sort of RPG-esque, if you will, because, you know, you're creating a character, you're equipping a character, and now that stuff actually matters.
More, yeah. So
before it didn't really matter. Like, you had a hat that you put on, and yes, it would definitely help you. But I mean, my wife would put the hat that she thought looked cool, and she didn't care about whether or not it, you know, helped her character hit harder or run faster. Now that's a whole nother layer that she's actually going to have to think about. Mm-hmm. And so the other hook in the game, and why they want you to buy these other characters, so there's the Imaginator crystals that you buy, and those allow you to create characters at will. Then there's the other characters that you saw that were in the big boxes.
I was going to ask, like, what's the point of buying those guys when you could just make whatever you want?
Those are the senseis.
Oh, sensei.
They teach your other characters move sets.
So you need them to unlock, I guess, basically classes?
Kind of. You have access to all the classes, but if you have a certain sensei, it can help you unlock more or less ultimate abilities and things for that for that class, as well as the way that they've locked areas of the game off, because that's the way they've always done the Skylanders games. There's certain areas of the game that you have to have a Skylander of a certain element to get into.
Yeah,
so
I need a hook with the old.
Yeah, that's a big reason to buy at least one of each element,
so you get access to every area of the game.
Exactly, that was a huge reason why you needed one of every element. Now they've done a similar thing with the senseis, where instead of locking the areas to a certain element, period, they're locking those areas to an element X with a sensei. So you have to have a sensei of that element in order to unlock that area.
I see.
So
you guys are
certain areas of the game now are certain areas of the game your senseis are designed for, and certain areas of the game your imaginators are designed for. So, and they both level up, they both get experience, and they both level up.
So I guess when your character is essentially saved to that creation gem,
yes,
you pull that off and put one of the character senseis on, and then it switches over to that character. So that's how that works.
Yeah.
So you can have one character to each creation gem, I take it?
Yes. And from what I can tell,
do they light up?
Yeah, the creation gems do.
They look kind of cool.
I've heard, and I don't know if it's been released yet or not, but Activision did say that they were going to be releasing a way that you could export your character and actually 3D print them if you wanted.
Oh, yeah. I saw that somewhere.
Yeah, so it's kind of a way for you to create whatever character it is that you're playing and possibly bring them to life, which is kind of cool. The thing is that it sounds like once you've chosen a class for that creation gem, that creation gem is more or less locked to that class and obviously to whatever element that creation gem was bought as. So if you wanted to change classes, you would actually have to more or less wipe the character from that creation gem, as I understand it. So in the game, they say that when you choose a class, that is more or less permanent, because if you get rid of that class, you actually wipe the crystal, right? And it goes back to being nothing, and you can start the creation process all over again. But it's just kind of something to think about, because as you level that crystal up, there's going to be various things. Oh, and that was the other thing, was that by putting more senseis on the portal, it increased the level cap of your characters for your Imaginator character. So initially, I think it was capped at 16 or 18. And then as my wife put a couple of the senseis on, it increased her cap up to, I believe right now she's at 20. Now, I'm not sure if that can be further increased or not. I'm not sure because she hasn't purchased any more senseis yet. But that, I suspect it's either going to be left at 20, which was their previous cap, or they push it up to 30. I could also see that maybe being a thing that they do. I don't know.
No, that's cool. And it's multiplayer like all the other ones. You guys are playing together?
Yeah, there's a co-op mode that you can totally jump in and play as a couple of characters.
How much was
and
that
stuff.
Crash version?
I don't remember. It was a little bit more. I think it was 120. But Crash is a sensei and he's cool. So, he's a brawler. He runs around.
Yeah.
He breaks stuff.
That's cool.
It's cool seeing him in the game. He kind of fits the game.
They did something. Well, I guess the last one had driving and vehicles, and this one's got more depth and customization. That's probably something people have been looking for in this series for a really long time.
So it worked out really well. My wife platinumed the last game the night before.
Oh, nice. I know you were saying she platinumed the one before it, didn't she? And the one before that?
She's platinumed 4 of them now.
On your account?
Yes. I have 4 platinum trophies.
I think you have more platinums than me.
They're all Skylanders, and they were all from my wife.
That's so funny. That's cool.
But it seems, and again, we haven't played it too much, but from what I've seen, it seems like a really good Skylanders game. So
that's good.
Yeah. I will check in again later on when we have a bit more time into it.
I think we talked about it last week. That there was a Pokemon Sun and Moon demo coming. I don't know. That might have happened after the podcast.
I feel like the demo has been on our radar.
Yeah. So I played the Pokemon Sun and Moon special demo, as they call it. It was available.
Was it everything you hoped it would be?
A couple days ago. It's very limited, but yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I can't wait until this.
Does it make you very excited?
I can't wait until this game comes out. So
that'll be like right up your alley for having a baby and all that, right?
Well, that's why
because it allows you to kind of hang out with the baby.
Well, that's why I started playing the other. Well, I started playing the other one because Pokemon Go was so lame. Even though I still play stupid Pokemon Go, I don't know why.
I think you're playing it way more than I am these days.
I don't know why I play it. I basically just play it because of the Pokemon Go Plus thing made it a little easier. I don't really play it. I just push a button, and every time it vibrates, and I don't get anything for it. But so I started playing Alpha Sapphire, as everyone is aware, and I've beaten that, and I've been just going around hunting down legendaries and just Pokemon that fill out my Pokedex, because I'm going to import all those characters in the new game. Now, this demo drops you in. I don't know if it's a little bit into the game. It kind of seems almost like the intro of the game because they're introducing your character and your mom, and you're like going to City Hall and registering that you just moved to the Aloha region, which is, I guess, like a Poke Hawaii kind of.
Welcome to Hawaii.
It's not really Hawaii. But it's Hawaii. It's 4 islands. I don't know how big they are or whatnot. They just let you roam around this town, and your buddy's like, hey, let's go over here and check this out, and then you get attacked by the rival team. Is it Team Skull or something like that?
They're so dastardly.
The graphics are great. They've totally revamped the engine. It's not the same engine as X or Y, even though X and Y was pretty cool. I find some of the 3D city areas just controlled really wonky because of the camera and how it moves.
I started playing X and Y again on my 3DS on our way to Hawaii in the airplane. Mm-hmm. That game is really good and does a terrible job of telling you where or what you're supposed to be doing.
It's really polished.
I'm actually surprised because the game is so polished and it's really good.
Yeah,
but I have gotten lost so many times in that game looking for what the hell I'm supposed to do next.
They're classic. You talk to everyone in town, and then they tell you where to go. And then if you don't drop the game and don't play for a bit, you forget what the hell you were doing. Because there's no real good indicator of where you're supposed to go.
Oh, I had to start over. I loaded up my game, and I was sitting there, and I had no idea where I was supposed to go or what I was supposed to do. So I just reset my whole game and started over again.
Yeah, they're really bad for that. That's where a walkthrough can be pretty handy to ring a bell. But
I was on an airplane, not so helpful.
You don't exactly have that. But Sun and Moon graphically looks great. The camera seems a lot better in the towns. The towns are like 3D, and as you go down a street, the camera swings around and changes perspective, so you can see the buildings and stuff. Graphically, it's a huge step up from the last couple games.
Nice.
They get you into some battles quite quickly and introduce you to the new professor, who's like, "Hey, I got this trial. You got to find these Pokemon that are hiding in this mountain or volcano." Gives you a new gadget, the Poke Radar, I think it was called. I don't know. I'm probably screwing that up. It's almost like Pokemon Snap, where you are actually using the camera and taking pictures of the Pokemon and then battling them.
Oh, interesting.
So they hide in the environment, and you can find them with this Poke Radar and take a picture of them, and then they attack you. And they introduced the new Z moves, which are like basically almost like summons from Final Fantasy, or like ultimate moves that they're type based. So he lends you Pokemon to fight the big baddie of this group that decides, oh, you beat my minions, I'm going to come beat you. And the whole thing is this group takes people's Pokemon, and you're new in town, and they're
Pokemon thieves,
and you have a Greninja. And they want your they want your Pokemon. And anyway, the professor lends you Pikachu and teaches you how to use Z moves. He gives you a Z ring and a Z crystal, and basically Pikachu unleashes this gigantic like electrical explosion. These moves are super cool. They're literally like feel like summons from like the old Final Fantasy games.
Okay,
and some of the new systems are kind of neat. Like when you battle, I find sometimes when I haven't fought a certain type of Pokemon, I forget what's effective and what's not effective. That whole paper, rock, scissors thing.
I was totally running into that.
So in this game, I think the first time you find a Pokemon, it doesn't show it because I didn't notice it right away. So either I just didn't notice it, or maybe the first time you fight something new, it doesn't show you. But the second time you fight them, I could be totally wrong here, but I feel like it wasn't there the first time I got into battle, and then it was there the second time I fought one of those Pokemon. It actually shows you effective, super effective, not effective.
Oh,
so
nice.
When you're battling, you don't have to guess, well, I think this will work on him. It's like, no, this is super effective. And then it just kind of highlights air versus this type of Pokemon, or rock versus this. And then I feel like it'll almost become second nature because of the little tags on the attacks. And you can actually...
Right, in a way, it's teaching you which ones are useful and which ones aren't.
Yeah, and you can actually see the freaking moves. It drives me nuts in Alpha Sapphire. You can't get a description of the move. You can only choose a move and do it. In this, you can choose and get a description while you're in a battle of what that move does again. Which is kind of nice, because I feel like some of the older ones did that in Alpha Sapphire. I don't know. I've pushed all kinds of button combinations, and maybe I'm missing something and I'm an idiot. But that's really cool. That's really neat for the battles. The menus are really redesigned and look cool. Like I said, the graphics just look awesome. It's not a huge upgrade, but it's noticeably better than the last ones, especially the characters in 3D and the environment. Like when your little cutscenes are in the game, look so much better. In Alpha Sapphire, they had like 2D art they would substitute in for the characters when you battled them.
Oh, okay.
And in this, like it's full like 3D and zooms in to the battles and stuff, which is really neat. They introduced you to the new riding Pokemon mechanic. You can ride Pokemon in Alpha Sapphire.
Interesting.
Very limited which ones you can ride. Like you can fly around on Latios, like in 3D in the world in Alpha Sapphire, but no other flying Pokemon you can do that.
Okay.
And when you use surf in most games, it just shows you like surfing on like a silhouette of a Pokemon, but no specific Pokemon. But they also added that you can surf on the shark one, and I'm freaking forgetting his freaking name right now. But you can actually see him in Alpha Sapphire. Anyway, in this, they have a whole riding mechanic where the professor gives you a Tauros, and you actually put on like a saddle, and you put on riding gear because you can't just ride an animal without proper gear, and they put a helmet on you. Obviously, this is for kids, right? They don't want to. So
yeah,
you get on
teach you proper.
So instead of I assume you get a bike in this because there's always a bike in Pokemon. You can ride around the town with the Tauros, and they have special abilities, I guess, depending on the different Pokemons you can ride. The Tauros can smash through rocks, so you don't need like the rock smash move like you would need when your Pokemon's trained. He just does this charge, and this like flames are coming off of him, and he smashes through rock walls, which is really neat.
That's very helpful. Is this all stuff that's going to be... Is this sort of the beginning of the full game that you're playing?
I don't know. I feel like it's patched together little chunks to give you a taste of some of the new stuff. Because you don't have access to the Pokedex. There's no map. There's no nothing. Like, you really don't have the menu system on the bottom screen available.
Okay.
Like, the bottom screen just says, watch video or pre-order. So, it's very limited in terms of letting you look under the hood and play with the systems of the game.
Right.
The advanced
So it's
stuff.
not like off the bat they're going to possibly be
it's almost
you ride
like they don't.
Tauros.
It's like playing a Final Fantasy demo and they don't have the inventory and character selection screen accessible.
Right, okay.
But so far, the stuff that you can play with makes me very excited. The new Pokemon are cool, and yeah, I'm really excited. I'm super stoked. I think it's probably the game I'm most excited for this freaking fall. Like, it's Battlefield, Titanfall, and Call of Duty. And it's like, I think I'm most excited for the new stupid Pokemon. And the cool thing with the demo is, if you play it, you can transfer over the Greninja to the full game when it comes out.
Oh, very nice.
And the cool thing is he's a special Greninja. He's got a bond move where he bonds with the trainer. I forget what they call it. Something bond. And he turns into Ash Greninja. It's almost like the freaking master. Is it? What the hell are they called? Now I'm like, I've been playing so much Pokemon. I'm like a brain fart.
It happens, man.
You know their
it
evolved
happens.
master. Is it master forms? I feel like I'm saying the wrong fucking word. Mega evolution.
Quickly look it up.
That's it. It's almost like a mega evolution, but without the evolution bracelet that you unlock in the other games. During your battle, he'll just evolve into Ash Greninja.
Oh, nice.
And he just becomes more powerful from the trainer bond. And he looks really cool because like his appearance changes. So you can transfer him to the full game. And there's a bunch of little mini games. Not a bunch. There's a couple little secret areas and mini games in this demo that as you complete them, the game will save and you unlock items that you're going to be able to transfer to the full game as well. Like, I think I've unlocked like 6 or 7 like items in the demo plus the Greninja that I'll be able to transfer when the full game comes out. So there's a point to play this demo. Unlike a lot of demos, you're actually earning stuff and you're going to get a special Pokemon out of it as well, which is kind of cool.
Right, so you're helping yourself in the final game when it finally comes out.
So, yeah, I'm super excited for that. And with that, I'm going to say we could probably move into the news. This just in. Oh my god. Oh my god. As we sat down to record this, Nintendo tweeted out that they're going to debut the NX tomorrow. Unfortunately, we're recording before, so we don't know what they're going to show. Word on the street is it's just a trailer. I don't think it's a full Nintendo Direct. I believe it's just a trailer introducing us to the new console. Is it going to show us the console? Is it going to show us games? We don't know.
Fair enough.
I'm literally shit my pants. Well, I didn't. But I freaked the fuck out when I saw that tweet.
I was going to say, I hope you didn't literally poop your pants. That would be super awkward.
That would have been bad.
I read an update that Nintendo says it will be a 3-minute long video. So it's not going to be a super quick tease. There will be some sort of substance. But I feel like 3 minutes may not be enough time to answer very many questions that we're inevitably going to have about this when it comes out. Which, this to me seems like the most Nintendo thing to do to announce a console. It's very odd that they would go this route, to be honest with you. Instead of having some sort of an event where they announce it, they show it off, they show you what it's going to look like, they show you games. They're just gonna drop it in a Nintendo Direct, and it's gonna have a short 3-minute video. It just seems really weird to me.
I imagine it's gonna be an announcement, maybe some game footage. I hope they show the console, and then more info coming Nintendo Direct and maybe a date. That would be the best.
But honestly, am I wrong in this? This seems like the weirdest way to announce a console to me.
I guess it's kind of weird. I think the timing is they notice there's a lull right now between Battlefield and all this stuff. It's after the... And I don't think they're really competing with game noise so much as they are... PSVR came out. It's in between the PS4 Pro. There's no real console announcements going on right now, so it's just like, hey, we're still here. Don't forget about us. I'm so excited. I saw the tweets. It's literally next to play.
This is going to be happening when my alarm goes off in the morning.
Next to VR, this is the tech that I'm most excited for. Just for something new.
You don't even know what it is yet.
I know, we don't know. I don't know. Hopefully we haven't built this.
I really hope this thing isn't going to come out and you're going to be very disappointed in it.
But that's the thing. I almost feel like this is No Man's Sky for a console. We just built this thing up in our minds about this crazy thing that it's going to be. I really hope. I hope they deliver. Come on, Nintendo. It's going to be so cool. Unfortunately, we were recording before. We may... No promises at the end of the episode have an extra bit because not only is the NX getting revealed tomorrow, the Red Dead Redemption 2 has a trailer coming tomorrow. So we might tack on the reaction stuff at the end of the podcast. I don't know. It might be hard for me. But so the other big news was on the weekend, Rockstar basically tweeted a picture of just their logo on a red background. And then the fucking internet exploded. Just kind of like my Twitter feed right now is all NX. On Sunday, my Twitter feed was all Red Dead Redemption 2, which is probably one of the most anticipated games ever.
Did you see Miyamoto from Nintendo tweeting that after Rockstar posted that, he tweeted that they had got Rockstar to make the next Metroid game.
Oh, that was the parody Miyamoto account.
Yeah.
I saw that,
but it was still funny. Still funny. I had a good laugh. That would have been pretty awesome, though, to be fair.
That. I saw that. That was good. So the internet exploded. It was just red background with their logo, and everyone knew what it was. And of course, the next day they revealed, yes, Red Dead Redemption 2 is coming fall 2017, which is the one disappointing thing. Like, it's super exciting. We knew it was coming. I was really hoping it was going to be a lot sooner.
Nah.
But yeah, we'll get a trailer tomorrow morning after the NX reveal. So tomorrow's going to be real fun, except one of those things is going to be a lot sooner than the other. If you have not played Red Dead Redemption, it is backwards compatible on Xbox One. I think it's $10, maybe $15. It is next to like The Last of Us. It's like one of my top 5 favorite games ever. It's amazing. It has one of the best endings in a video game.
I can honestly say I did not actually play Red Dead.
Oh, such a good game. It's one of those games, like in Grand Theft Auto, I don't really do all the side shit because I don't care. I just head down, do the story because I enjoy those games. But in Red Dead, I enjoyed doing all the side stuff like the hunting and the bounties. Ah, such an awesome game. I have it on Xbox One. I bought it again just so I could play it again. After, I think when there's a lull, I'll play it again. Probably not this winter, but like after everything's said and done, probably early next year, I'll probably play through it again.
Right.
That game's wicked. Like I said, it's got an awesome story. I love the ending, the way that game concludes so well. So well. I don't want to say anything. This would be spoilers, but that's how you end a video game. Like the Uncharted 4 ending was pretty amazing.
I mean, I've heard that the people who like it a lot.
Oh, it's fucking.
I will say that
it's an awesome game.
Red Dead. I don't know. It was in a weird time. For me.
It came out at the same time as Alan Wake and something else.
Yeah, I remember that.
3 like big games came out on the same day, and Red Dead was the one that got my attention.
Fair enough.
So yeah, that we'll get a trailer for that too. That's
tomorrow's gonna be a good day.
Exciting, less exciting because that's kind of a known quantity. The NX though, we have no clue. Oh my god, I literally cheered when I saw. I literally cheered when I saw that tweet. That's how
like a kid on Christmas.
That's how excited I am. Back to Pokemon Sun and Moon. Of course, when you release a demo, the hacker scene will data mine your files. So,
obviously,
some guys data mined the 3DS demo and pretty much leak. There's a huge leak of the majority of the Pokedex and a lot of the new Pokemon. So, spoilers if you don't want to see them. Don't go looking around. I will be. I'm not a huge fan of the little grass guy, the owl. I like his first form and his second form. Not a huge fan, but his fully evolved form looks freaking awesome. So I know who I'm picking just due to that. The cat form's pretty. All their evolved forms are pretty cool, but the owlet is my favorite. Is that his name?
They're no Greninja, that's for sure.
Anyway, so you can see a bunch of new Pokemon if you want to ruin that for yourself.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, some people are going to be pretty into that, so if they can get those little morsels a little bit earlier,
it's not like it's really spoilers. It just kind of, maybe, I don't know, it kind of almost gives you like a target of what you want to, which Pokemon you want to hunt down and find out how to get.
I mean, I think once the game comes out,
they've revealed
I think a lot of people run around and get all of the, figure out where they can find what FAQ has all of the characters in it anyways, so...
So be wary of spoilers for that. Watch Dogs 2 PC launch has been delayed a couple weeks. So it was day and date, I believe, with the PS4 and Xbox One. Now it's been pushed back a couple weeks. Not surprising, not a big deal. I don't know. Some people were pretty butthurt about it.
Seeing as the way that multiple PC launches have happened recently for Ubisoft, I think this is maybe a good idea. I know The Division was a hot mess on PC when it first came out.
I can't even remember that. It's so long ago.
Yeah. So I Rainbow Six Siege as well. I think that this is not a terrible idea. I think that there is enough great games on the way, or at least games that have the potential to be great on the way, that moving it a few weeks is maybe not a terrible thing. I think, we've touched on it already in this podcast that Battlefield 1 is on the way, Titanfall 2 is on the way. You've also got Final Fantasy 15 is on the way. There's multiple other games that I'm probably not even thinking about right now that are also on the way. Oh, Call of Duty, Infinity Wars is on the way.
Are you getting Call of Duty and Battlefield and Titanfall 2? Are you drawing the line and getting one or two of them?
I think I'm going to have to draw a line.
Are you going you're obviously going PC, right? Because they're shooters.
Yes, I will be buying. For me, out of the three of those, the one that I'm most excited for is actually Titanfall 2.
Yeah, I'm most excited for Titanfall 2 as well.
But I've been hearing incredible things about Battlefield 1.
That's so annoying.
And
I had a pre-order for Battlefield and I canceled it. I had it pre-ordered for $50 on Amazon, and I'm so fucking choked I canceled that now because of the... But I just I hate the multiplayer. Like, I didn't like the beta, and I don't think any changes. I just don't like the way the multiplayer feels, but there's... The campaigns...
I don't know, I'm hearing that it changed quite a bit between the beta and final release, and apparently it feels quite a bit different. I don't know. I haven't played any of them. I can't
it's
say.
The one I'm least excited for because Battlefield is my least. Like, I have good memories, and we've talked about this. I have good memories of the old Battlefields. I just haven't been as much in love with the newer ones.
See, and for me, a bunch of the guys that I play video games with, that I've been playing video games with for years and years now, they are all pre-ordered this thing. They are ready to rock and roll. Like, out of the three of the new games upcoming, that is the one like everyone is buying. So what's probably going to end up happening is I'm going to buy Titanfall 2. I will probably play the crap out of it.
Yeah.
Then what's going to happen is they're all going to be playing Battlefield 1. I'll probably buy that and play it with them. Or at least that I can play it with them.
My friends are all COD people, so that's where I had a Battlefield crew, and then they all disappeared. So then I started playing Call of Duty. And I'm so split on, because I kind of want Call of Duty on PS4 just because of the PS4 Pro, playing it in 4K, and the VR thing that they're doing. I don't know if it's even worth it, but I kind of split because of the PlayStation VR. I kind of want to play the VR thing.
I've heard the VR thing is a little bit of stuff flying around in space, and that's it.
So it's maybe not worth it. Yeah, because normally I would buy all those games on PC because they're shooters, multiplayer, and Twitch.
See, and that's the funny thing. We all played Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare back when it came out. We played the crap out of it. Then we played Modern Warfare 2. And that's pretty much where we lost everybody. And then Battlefield 3 came out.
Yeah.
And they all switched over to that. And I don't think we've ever played a Call of Duty game all together as a crew since then. Yeah. They've all played, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4. Hell, some of them are still playing Battlefield 4. That's kind of how long it's had legs with some of those guys. So they're all super gung-ho about Battlefield 1. I don't know. I don't even think any of them played Titanfall or are interested in Titanfall 2. But
yeah, my buddies aren't getting.
I'm super excited about Titanfall 2. That's going to be a game I think that I will drop a bunch of time into.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for it too. On that tangent and get back on the tracks. So Valve denies. In our continued Counter-Strike skin debacle drama, Valve denies facilitating illegal Counter-Strike gambling. The Washington State Gambling Commission has approached Valve. I think they're suing Valve or charging Valve or trying to. And Valve has been like, whoa. We had nothing to do with it. That was sites using our API. And Valve said, you know what, we're just blatantly going to cooperate with you guys and give you all the information on the people that were doing it. We did not create tools that allowed gambling. And I guess it's kind of a difficult thing. Like, I'm pretty sure Washington State Gambling Commission has no idea what was really going on. They know.
Well, it's an interesting thing because it looks like what happened was they had a deadline to respond and explain to the Washington State Gambling Commission that despite everything that's been going on, how Valve did or did not do that. And then it looks like Valve missed that deadline, which is really stupid of them. And apparently now Valve has issued a whole other thing, essentially trying to respond and explain to that letter sort of openly now to the world, I think trying to cover their butt because they realized they were late on that initial, more or less a subpoena. Because clearly what this tells me is that the Washington State Gambling Commission is looking into this.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're now looking into it, trying to figure out what's going on.
Well, they're basically
who's involved,
like, who
and what the deal is.
You guys kind of created the ecosystem for this to evolve from. Obviously, Valve really had nothing to do with the gambling or anything, but all the other sites that popped up around them, I'm pretty sure Valve's lawyers are on it, and they're going to get away scot-free because they didn't really do anything, because it's just a trading system. They can't control what people do with trades, but I'm pretty sure Steam is probably giving them big fat-ass logs of values and items and stuff that these gambling sites that did pop up and do the gambling. So, I
think at the end of the day that Valve may not have helped the gambling to happen.
No,
but they also didn't not. They did nothing to stop it from happening up until very recently.
But the thing is they're on very thin ice, but at the same time, I'm pretty sure they didn't break the laws. I'm pretty sure Valve has very good lawyers, and at the end of the day, what's going to happen is the Washington State Commission is going to have a shitload of ammo to go after those individual sites. And if I ran one of those sites and the Gambling Commission was interested, I would be a very nervous person right now.
You also have to remember, though, depending on where those sites are located, the Gambling Commission may or may not have any jurisdiction over you, though. Because that only helps if you're in Washington State. Yeah, but if any of those sites are located in Washington State,
knows how to pick up a phone and talk to California and talk to Florida and talk to New York and talk to, hey, you got a bunch of these guys who haven't paid taxes and been doing illegal gambling. Trust me, that communication happens.
Oh, absolutely.
And Valve has big $1 million lawyers, and piddly YouTubers don't have $1 million lawyers.
Well, it looks like there's two features that they're really honing in on. One of them is skin trading, which I don't think they can really get angry at.
No, the commission's not going to. They're not going to get anything out of Valve. Because Valve created these systems that other people manipulated into doing gambling, but they are definitely going to get enlightened on the whole situation. And like I said, at the very least, they're going to walk away with a list of targets of who to really go after.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, I think that if this has done anything, it's lit a bit of more of a fire under Valve's butt to do something about it.
Oh, I'm sure they will close
and
any
I don't
loopholes.
think that. And I don't think that that's a bad thing at all, because I think that they should have been on.
They should have been. They should have been on this. Never existed to begin with.
Exactly,
because I'm sure a lot of people got hurt, especially younger kids who got caught in that scene with freaking idolizing their shithead YouTube talents.
This is a little bit of a sad story that I feel like Valve is in some ways. I really hope they learn from this. I don't know. Like, they do so many things so well and they do other things so poorly. And this is just an example of something that they do very poorly. They've known about this for so long, and now because actual lawsuits are getting involved, they're doing something about it. And I don't know. I wish that wasn't the case. I wish they would have been proactive about it when it was happening, and anybody with half a brain is going to look at it and go, hey, this shit's bad news. We should probably stop this from happening. We have the power. Within reason, obviously. They can, stop Steam accounts and things like that. It only, obviously their jurisdiction and what they can do only goes so far. But I think that they could have done a lot more than what they have done up until this point. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's usually how it works.
So
people create APIs on the internet and have no idea what kind of stuff is going to come out of them, right?
Yeah.
Like the trackers on Pokemon Go, right?
Yeah,
like you create an API and you don't know what's going to evolve from it, let alone you can control them. But like there's positives and negatives to these things that developers create, right?
I almost wonder, in the case of Pokemon Go, that almost seemed like that was a backdoor API that they didn't even necessarily... They needed that API to be there because it was part of Google Maps, which they used, but it almost ended up becoming,
that hurt the performance of
an issue
of the game.
Yeah, it got wielded for evil.
Yeah. This is a fucking weird one. The studio behind Sleeping Dogs is shut down. United Front Games, who were just currently working on Smash and Grab
weird.
That we played at PAX, which seemed okay. I wouldn't say it was like amazing. They had
to be honest, that felt like the most forgettable game, one of the most forgettable games that I played at PAX.
Yeah,
and I'm not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be honest. It just did not seem. I had
fun because I was the top of my team and I was wrecking people, so I obviously had a little more positive.
Don't get me wrong. I had fun and I thought that it was fine.
But it was definitely not like, oh my god, I got to buy this game. I want to play this game. It was like, that was neat.
Yeah, and then I walked away and I never, even though I had download codes to play the alpha and the beta, I had no interest in playing it ever again. That's kind of what I'm getting at.
I don't know what happened. They had a early access beta weekend, and then they basically closed up shop. So I don't know if no one played it. They didn't sell. They were hanging on selling so many copies. No one really knows. They're now gone. The game's been closed. You can still access this page. You can't purchase it. And yeah. That's
so weird.
That's really sad.
It had a free weekend on Steam.
And then your company's gone.
They were talking about the game and being interviewed literally earlier today. And yet tonight, Kotaku Australia confirmed that the studio has been closed.
Yeah.
There's some sort of disconnect right there. That is so weird. How is this working out? You're hanging out. You do an interview with Kotaku. You get back to the office. Everybody's packing their stuff up, and you're going like, "Wait, what is going on here?" Oh yeah, we're shutting down. What? I just did an interview. Oh,
I'm sure we're gonna get some more information.
Yeah, I feel like there's got to be some sort of a story there. I think the big question here, though, that everyone, including myself, wants to know, why on earth were you making Smash and Grab and not Sleeping Dogs 2?
Well, I guess
Sleeping Dogs was a great game. It was a Kung Fu Grand Theft Auto done well. And Smash and Grab was a forgettable online multiplayer thing. I don't know. And maybe that's a big reason why this is happening, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think they just didn't get the interest, and maybe they had some deal where, like, if we get this many downloads or this much stuff, the publisher probably would have funneled them more money. I don't know. All my links for the next few stories are broken, so I'm trying to fix them.
Oh,
but
no worries.
We don't really need a link for this next one. Basically, this weekend, all PS4 players can get into the Infinite Warfare beta that was limited.
Pre-order only last weekend?
Yeah, it was for the people who pre-ordered
And I heard it was a shit show.
Oh, really? I haven't
Apparently it went so badly that Saturday was virtually unplayable.
Oh, just
Friday was
just
unplayable. And they extended it into Monday because it was so bad. I think, it's just server issues and whatnot from what I understand.
Oh, boo.
So hopefully this weekend they'll have figured some stuff out.
Yeah, hopefully, because I'm preloading that demo because I want to try it.
How big is it?
I have no idea.
Because I know... Did we talk about that?
We talked about the game, last week.
How big it is?
108 gigs or something?
130 gigs for both games.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
That's insane.
Xbox One is the best-selling console in America. So the last 3 months, Xbox has outsold PS4.
Yeah.
They have an ad boasting about this. Pretty strange, I would say. Most of the time, you usually don't boast like this. Like,
well,
it's not like
the huge
Sony.
caveat
it's not like
is
the
that
last 3 years Sony's gone, we're the best-selling console in America.
We're the best-selling console in the world.
But that's good.
Yeah, it's funny because, of course, in the fine print on the bottom, it's saying between July and September. Yeah. Not all year or life to date or anything like that, which is kind of funny. I don't
know. Maybe PlayStation sales have softened ever since the PS4 announcement. It's hard. The PS4 Pro, it's kind of hard to say. Like, why would you buy a PS4 if the Pro's coming? That's
kind of what I was thinking.
The Xbox One S, though, is an appealing console, I think. The 4K stuff, the 4K Blu-ray functionality, which the Pro doesn't freaking have. That's fucking stupid.
Hey, man, if I needed if I had a 4K TV and I needed to play,
and it does all the
Blu-rays that play 4K Blu-rays, that's what I'd get.
I don't want... I want the PS4 Pro for the 4K and the better graphics and the higher frame rates for games. That's the main reason I want it. So I'm not so upset that there isn't a 4K Blu-ray player, but I don't want to fucking buy my movies digitally, especially a 4K movie. I don't want a compressed 4K digital movie. I want the fucking huge 4K too. Blu-ray uncompressed highest quality copy. Why would I buy it digitally? I
have no idea. I don't know why you would.
Pre-installed, that makes sense for digital purchases, but to me, I feel like I want a 4K Blu-ray. And anyway, the Xbox One S does do that. So I'm still trying to finagle a way of getting an Xbox One S. I was gonna borrow. I'm gonna sell mine, but I don't want to. I just haven't got.
You don't want to be without
with the
one?
PSVR and the Pro, and it's not high on my list. I was actually gonna. I'm supposed to have called Jude. I asked if I could borrow his S just to check out, to see what Gears looks like in HDR and what the upscaling to see if it's worth it. Because if it's not, it's worth it, then I do it. If it's not, if I don't notice a difference, well, I'm not going to, because that's $400 I could put towards the Scorpio for next year, right? Why would I?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the point in a half step if it's not really noticeable?
It's true.
But that's good. Good for Xbox. That's great. The Xbox S is awesome. It really makes me look at my Xbox One, and it's that thing's an ugly piece of crap. And it has a lot of good functionality. If I didn't have an Xbox at launch, I'd be so happy buying the system.
I would, if I didn't have an Xbox and I didn't want to wait another year or so for the Scorpio, that would definitely be what I'd be doing.
And I'm a liar.
But I have one and I don't play it enough as it is, so I don't feel the need to get the Xbox One S.
With Gears 4, I've started playing mine again a bunch, so...
totally going to play that on PC. I know myself.
I lied. I said we wouldn't talk about Destiny anymore in last week's show notes, so I'm a big fat liar. There's a big patch for Destiny. They adjusted some of the economy stuff, the gear leveling and so forth. And of course, like any patch, it was also data mined like the Pokemon thing. And they pulled out all the new Halloween items, which obviously, like, last year they had a bunch of masks, and this year it looks to be the same, as well as
Festival of the Lost,
as well as a ghost and a sparrow and some shaders. So nothing too crazy. They actually,
chances are I will not play it nearly enough to get any of this stuff.
and they added a holiday kiosk, so you can get rid of all that shit from your inventory, because I had all the helmets from last year. So
I think I just threw all those out recently.
well, I had the skull one, which was the blue flaming skull one, which is obviously the best one.
Well, obviously.
It looks like this year they have like a flaming wolf mask. I
That's
don't know
kind
if
of cool.
it looks as cool as Blue Skull, but imagine there's going to be quest lines apparently and some missions. So let's see. Hopefully it's better. Last year's wasn't much. It was like really, really weak. So here's hoping it's a better Halloween update. I hit
Fair enough.
369.
Wow.
Raid ready. I'm supposed to be running the raid with my buddy, one of my coworkers and his friends. One of these days, he's supposed to let me know when they're doing it. So hopefully I'll be running the raid soon. Excuse me.
Excellent.
And that's it for news.
Yeah, there's not a ton of news this week. It's a little bit light.
Yeah.
Diving into the season of the
We're
crazy
in the middle.
game
We're
releases.
in the middle of the craziness, but there's like a little lull because everyone's kind of like, let's get out of Battlefield and their way and get out of Titanfall and all that stuff. But so free for all this morning.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 trailer was teaser trailer. Like its teaser trailer was revealed.
Oh, yeah.
That looks phenomenal. That first movie was freaking awesome. Probably one of the best Marvel movies.
Seeing as like they kept the same director and the same cast,
It looks.
I feel like that's just going to be
it looks
awesome,
so
and we all
good.
know it.
And little baby Groot in the little leather Michael Jackson jacket is freaking amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I don't know if he's trying to look like a Michael Jackson jacket, but to me, it looks like a Michael Jackson jacket. And when he was in the pot as a twig, he was dancing to Michael Jackson. So Jackson 5 so it just kind of seems like it.
Have you had a chance to check out the John Wick 2 trailer yet?
No, I meant to watch that shit.
Oh,
That
man,
movie's
that
so
is
good.
looking real good.
Um,
We actually watched John Wick on the
such a good
weekend
movie.
because we got it on Blu-ray, and I don't know, it just seemed like the right thing to do
yeah,
at the time.
John Wick.
And
John Wick was a
it
great
was.
flick.
That was an awesome movie.
So I didn't watch any more Luke Cage. Obviously, I'm caught up in Westworld, which is still freaking awesome. That's really starting to open up what's going on in that. So many levels of mystery in that series, but fuck, I'm still loving it. That's definitely my favorite show on TV right now. It kills me. I don't know if watching TV on a weekly basis is maddening. 'Cause every episode,
Netflix has wrecked it for you.
every episode ends, and I'm like, I want to watch the next one. What the hell? I get so angry because
But you can't. You have to wait a week.
Yeah, to wait a week, and then I have to be angry and have like mini aneurysms. It's so annoying.
It's good for you. It's good for you.
I got a little note here. Amazon Prime in Canada. You dirty American bastards have had this feature for a while. If you're an Amazon Prime member in Canada now, you get the 20% pre-order discount. So if you have Prime and you're a Canadian with your free 2-day shipping, which is like, I think they say guaranteed release date arrival from Amazon, that's probably the place to buy your games. 20% off on pre-orders. And I think up to the first 2 weeks, it's been released. So you don't even have to pre-order. You can wait until you hear the reviews or the news, the praise or the hate, and still get a discount even after it's released. So if you're a Prime member, it's pretty much kind of a no-brainer to pick up your games from Amazon. Obviously, you might have to wait or miss release date, but like honestly, you've probably got enough games that you don't need it release day. So instead of $79, games with the discount are $63.99. Like that's
so
pretty huge.
$3 more than the American price.
Yeah, that's so technically less because our dollar is worse than theirs.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think about it from that
Although, I guess if you're an American Prime member, you can do the same and it would be cheaper for you.
So they've had that in the U.S. for a while. The one thing they don't have here is the Amazon household, where you can share a Prime account between sibling or significant others in your house, which you have in the U.S.
Right.
So, like, my wife subscribes to Amazon Prime because you get a discount we get our diapers from Amazon. It's freaking ridiculous. They're the cheapest there. And we get a discount through Prime. You get like 15 or 20% off on diapers and a bunch of like household stuff. So she signed up for Prime because it just made sense. She's like, well, $70 or whatever it is for a year. We save more money than that. So it's essentially free.
So it makes perfect sense.
And then you get Prime shipping on everything. And now I get to take advantage of the video game discount. So because we don't have Amazon, they don't have the household sharing here in Canada yet, which I'm sure it's going to come. I just use her account. I have her login and password. And the whoopie ding dong. I beat your system, Amazon. Woo.
Oh.
And actually, part of that as well is you get the Amazon games. Like they're doing like DLC, and you actually get free Twitch subscription every month as well. So every month you can subscribe to a Twitch channel that you would normally pay $5 a month. You don't pay anything, and you can change it monthly. So obviously, promptly I gave my my subscription to our boys at Kind of Funny because obviously they're my favorite people on the internet.
You would.
So yeah, it cost me nothing, and they get some support from me. That's kind of cool. So my wife's Amazon account is tied to my Twitch account. They also there was a game they were giving away as well, which just didn't look like anything I cared about, and DLC for Hearthstone, like a character for Hearthstone, which is pretty cool because I think those are worth like $10. So yeah, if you want a discount on games and you're in Canada and you have Prime,
who doesn't want discount on 20%. Games, especially when you live in Canada, because they're $80 a piece.
It's pretty huge, and that's pretty cool because I was getting my games from Best Buy, but Best Buy lately they're always late. They used to come on release day, and now they always seem to be late, and it's really annoying.
Yeah, that's very annoying.
Yeah. And whoever they use doesn't leave the games at my house, so if I miss a delivery, I have to go to the frickin' post office, which is like infuriating. And Amazon, whoever does deliveries for them, doesn't give a shit. They just leave it in a pile at the front door, and I don't have to be there, and I get it on time. So I'm pretty excited about that discount.
I'll be curious to find out how it works for you. I mean, obviously, just long term. I mean, if it's, you feel it is worth it.
Well, it's worth it. I ain't paying for Prime, and I get the discount. Well, I am kind of paying for it, but
you as a household are paying for it.
It's absolutely worth it, I think.
Yeah.
If you get
fair enough, that's pretty sweet.
$63.99, so that's $16 off. So, if you get about 6 games, maybe 5 games, pays for it.
Right.
I don't know the exact cost of Prime, but I think it's around $70 or $80. So
that doesn't work for digital games, right?
It's for whatever Amazon sells. I don't know if they sell digital on the Canadian storefront. I have no idea.
Yeah, I know they sell it on the American one. I'm not sure about the Canadian one.
The American one as well.
The only reason I ask is just because I hate getting shit shipped to my house because it never works out well. Living in an apartment, the guys never ring your doorbell even. They just tried to deliver on the door and walk away.
Yeah, it's probably not worth their time.
Yeah, it's super annoying.
That is super annoying.
Unless I try to get it shipped to the office, which there's always somebody there to pick it up, obviously. Yeah. But then you run into that stupid issue sometimes.
Oh, look at this.
Your shipping address is different than your
billing address.
Your billing address, and then that, of course, can make issues.
And hopefully you don't have a dinky at your work. He decides, like, we never got it.
Oh, no, I wouldn't be worried about that. That would be fine.
I'm going to say, with that, my friend, we have a show. Episode 7.
I believe you're right.
Episode 79.
79
is written to the hard drives for all of eternity. Thanks for listening, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at RickF.
As always, you can hit me up on Twitter at Dane Cody, at DAYNECODY.
Make sure to like us on Facebook, review us on iTunes, share us with your friends, and of course, don't hesitate to ask questions. Hit us up on Twitter or the Facebook page or wherever. And if we're not too busy, hopefully we will append, is that the right word? Stitch on reactions to the NX trailer tomorrow. If we get too busy, well, then you will obviously not hear it after this, and we will just have to talk about it next week.
A little bonus section.
Exactly.
Until then, obviously, we love you. Thanks for listening, and have an awesome weekend.
But he is magically disappeared.
See you guys next week.
Just gonna give some quick reactions to the Nintendo NX reveal. Sorry if I sound like I'm whispering. Everyone's asleep in the house. But Nintendo revealed their next console is the Nintendo Switch. The hybrid mobile and home console hybrid that was rumored, that we saw rumors to months ago in the summertime. Very similar drawings to actually what the final system looks like. So they released a little 3-minute trailer this morning, and man, I was super giddy with the announcement that they were actually going to finally share some info with us. And seeing the system makes me even more excited. I honestly cannot wait. I am and always will be a Nintendo fanboy at heart. You've obviously heard my gaming origin story is very deeply rooted with the old NES. So I always have a soft spot in my heart for Nintendo. They showed a new Mario game in the trailer, a little snippet, some more Zelda footage, updated Mario Kart gameplay, and Splatoon. No one's sure whether these are new games or ports of the Wii U titles. Nintendo really didn't say a lot. They haven't really. People are speculating on the specs that it is NVIDIA Tegra X2, I think it is. Basically the processor that's the evolution of what's in the NVIDIA Shield. Some leaked specs, whether they're true or not, talk about 1080p, 60 output, as well as there was even 4K 30 output, I guess when it's in the dock connected to a television. And the system looks like a Wii U gamepad, but actually better, with obviously controls, dual stick, analog controls, and triggers on the outside of the sides of the screen, which can be removed and snapped together to make a single controller. Or there was actually they showed a Pro controller version, which is a non-detachable one, just like your standard PS4 or Xbox One controller. And basically the screen goes in the dock, it's on the TV, you pull it out, you slide the little attachments on each end, and you've got your mobile system. You can remove the controllers from the side and combine them to play wirelessly, and the screen even has a little kickstand. They were showing in the trailer a guy playing what looked to be like Skyrim on the plane, but he just had the screen like standing with a little kickstand on the tray table on the airplane. They showed some multiplayer with multiple systems, just, I guess right next to each other. I imagine it's Wi-Fi, 4 people playing, multiplayer basketball game. No titles were confirmed, just little snippets of people playing multiplayer on the road and as well as at home with the dock. Very, very cool looking system. Got me super excited. I'm sure we're going to learn more. Nintendo said they're going to be kind of hush on it now for a bit. I imagine we'll get more information after the holidays. The trailer ended with a March 2017. So hopefully that is the release time frame, which was rumored in all the docs up until this point. And yeah, we know what the Nintendo NX is now. It's the Nintendo Switch. Exactly what I wanted. Something that I can play full game experience on the road and at home. It's obviously I'm super high and super excited right now. It's a day one purchase for me. Dane, I spoke to him on Twitter. It's unfortunate he can't be here, but I can't wait any longer because I want to upload this podcast for everyone to listen to. He seemed like he was positive in our Twitter conversation, but he really wants to know more information. But, you know, Dane being Dane, he's probably caught up in the specs and wants to know a little more on the deep dive end of stuff. But yeah, check out the trailer. We've got it linked on the Facebook and the Twitters, and it'll be in the podcast notes as well. But looks cool. Looks very, very, very cool. All right. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. I hope you enjoyed my little quick snippet here. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys next week. Peace.
Listen to me. When the time comes, you gotta run and don't look back. This is over.